The first 5-star I ever received in this game was Clara. But the second 5-star that I ever received in this game was also Clara. And the third 5-star, are you seeing a trend here? I have gotten many Claras. But it pains me to know that she is viewed so poorly in the meta. Who is to say what the meta really is? Popular tier list websites will try to spread propaganda like Finan or Castris. I spit at those characters. No, we do not need Finan. We do not need Castris. We will use Clara and the power of money. All right, so we're going to do this in waves. So we're going to start off completely free to play setup. Well, as close to it as I can get. Okay, and we're going to see how she does. And then we're going to increase the price a little bit. Make it a little bit more expensive. And see how she does with a little money thrown in. And then we're going to take it to a level 3 and completely change her archetype with a lot more money thrown in. And see how she does with that. And then I have a bonus 4th showcase at the end of the video where I will give her 3 E6 S5 supports and see how she does just for the fun of it. You know, with the announcement of these new Elation characters and a whole new archetype, I figured let's go back and visit some of the characters that started it all. And so for our very first showcase, we will be running Clara, Bronya, Heng, the shield one, and myself as Remembrance MC. So all free characters. And for the builds and light cone setups, we are rocking the Herda Shop light cone on our Clara with 4-piece of the slow set and 2-piece inert salsado. These are the stats. They're not bad. They're not great either, though, in my opinion. She is, of course, E6. I know, not going to be very relatable for many Clara havers, but I can't help it. But these are her stats. And then we move on to Bronya, and this may be a little controversial, but the most free-to-play light cone that I had for her, aside from like DDD, which I could have done in retrospect, but you know, I figured it'd be better to have her on her signature light cone, which is free, by the way. But I've lost to it so many times that I have 5 of them, so it's okay. It's okay. This is just a starting point. You know, this is a little bit of a higher investment free-to-play team, and she's E6 as well. I can't help it, guys. I'm sorry. And for her relics, we have a bunch of speed and crit damage. Because we are running her, ooh, don't look at that. We're running her in a hyperspeed setup because our Clara is super slow. And for our next control talking point, the only light cone that I have built that I could use on Heng that is closest to free, because the other 2 I have are premium light cones, is this Battle Pass light cone. It's S1, but I know this is still not free, but it's what I got. So it is what it is. I'm telling you right now that even with all of this, she's not gonna clear it, guys. His traces are good enough. He's running 4-piece of his signature set that I will never use on anybody else. And he's E0. He was a free character, but I know the light cone is not free, so I apologize. And we have a 200 speed RMC on the Herda Shop light cone. You need a lot of speed in your relics to achieve this. But it is possible, so keep that in mind. And he's E6 because he's free. So this is what we're running for the team, for our first team. And we're going to see how Clara performs at a free-to-play level of investment in Memory of Chaos and go from there.
2 hours later.
Yeah, guys, I cut out some of that gameplay because, good lord, that was long. That was really long. I hope you know that video file alone is 3 gigabytes of footage. Anyways, we now have some changes to make to this team. We need to up the cost. We need to make them stronger and see if we can get Clara to clear in a more reasonable amount of time. So first off, we're going to switch her over to a premium light cone using Yunli's light cone because it synergizes very nicely on her with the targeting. We are going to remove Bronya and RMC from the party in favor of Sunday and Tribbie, who may or may not have some Eidolons equipped. Our Sunday is rocking 162 speed, 200 crit damage with his signature light cone on 2-piece speed and broken keel. And he is E2. And on top of that, we've added in Tribbie with her signature light cone, 71.1 over 247.7, and she is E1. Running the slow set and some more damage because we just love damage here. No changes to down Heng because his light cone technically wasn't free in the first place, so we're leaving him in. So this now makes this team 8 cost because we have 1 from this light cone, 4 on Sunday because he E2 plus his light cone, and 3 on Tribbie because of her light cone and herself and her Eidolon. And I guess we can add a 0.5 in there too for this because I just... So we're going to see how this team does now that we've increased our price and see if we can get Clara to clear in a respectable amount of cycles. was a lot better. It definitely wasn't perfect, but it was a lot better. Like, we managed to make Clara clear in an amount of cycles that would bring you a high possibility of getting maximum stars in MOC, which is fantastic. But we are not done yet. No, because the real Clara is not a counter DPS. No, the real Clara is a break DPS. And we're gonna go ahead and steal all of Firefly's stuff. She didn't need it anyways. And that includes her light cone. Boom. Our Clara now has 161 speed with 245% break effect, rocking S5 of Firefly's light cone. And these pieces. And for her teammates, we have Fugue with 160 speed, 237 break effect, 68% EHR, rocking her signature with 4-piece break set, 2-piece Kalpagni, because you'll see that in every character, because break is the only archetype that only gets to farm one domain. It's crazy. I wish we could do that for every team. Anyways, she's E1. Lingsha, 161 speed, 158 break effect, rocking some ER instead of a break effect rope. Rocking her signature. Traces aren't maxed because I just haven't done that apparently. These are her pieces. And she is E1 as well. Now you're probably thinking, Chino, the last team had E1S1 Tribbie and E2S1 Sunday. You know, I know you've added an S5 light cone in here, but how are we going to compensate and make this a big change in damage? E6 Dahlia. Yeah, she's 161 speed, 247 break effect, rocking her signature. Not S5 because that's a little overkill. These are her pieces, and of course, as I already showed, she is E6, and E6 Dahlia, if you've not seen my content on it, can turn any character into a very powerful break DPS. And so that is exactly what we are going to do to Clara to make her a top tier DPS character. Now, wasn't that just amazing? I have one more bonus showcase to fully show what Clara is capable of. We are going to be pairing her with my E6 Hyacine, my E6 Cerydra, and my E6 Cyrene. And these characters are not just E6. I'll change the break stuff. Hyacine has 245 speed, 4.4k HP, 127 crit damage, S5 of her signature. These are the pieces I'm running her on. E6. Cerydra, 145 speed, 135 crit damage, some ER with 4.4k attack. S5 of her signature. These are her pieces. E6. We have Cyrene, 6k HP, 186 speed, 51.5 over 213. Rocking S5 of her light cone. These are the pieces I have her on. And she is, of course, E6. We are taking Clara, giving her everything she needs to be a skilled DPS with a little bit of bonus damage from her teammates. Yeah, this is not going to be a Clara showcase, but that's okay. I'll crop it and make it look like it's a Clara showcase so that you think she's doing all the work and that you should pull these characters for your Clara, because you are now the #1 Clara fan after watching this video, knowing that she's the best DPS in the game. I'm a businessman. Overall, though, I'm actually pretty happy with her performance here. Free-to-play Clara is cooked. Do not try to do that. But if you actually have some invested supports, you know, maybe a couple Eidolons here or there on a Sunday or a Tribbie or something like a Sparkle, Ruan May, Robin, the sort, you can make her work fine. I'm not too happy with the idea of having to change her archetype to make her 0 cycle, or using just insanely invested supports, but maybe sometime in the future we'll get Nova Flare buffs on standard characters. But given that these most recent ones went to Black Swan and Sparkle, my hopes are not high. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. I'm back from vacation. Content will resume again, and I will try to find things to make during this long stretch of an 8-week patch of nothing. But hey, 4.0 looks pretty cool. Yao Guang, here I come. I also may be C6ing a certain Genshin character in the future, and it is not Columbina. So stay tuned. Clara, you gotta stop interrupting me with your little dance. Put my Hyacine on screen instead. You know what I mean? Ayo. That's all from me. Take care. Bunny bunny.